What separates the dreamers from the doers? What makes one person stop at good enough while another keeps pushing until they break limits? It's not talent, not luck, not even resources. It's mindset, the 1% mindset, the rare, uncommon way of thinking that only a few choose to embrace. Most people live their lives with the 99% mindset, going with the flow, doing what's comfortable, waiting for opportunities to knock. But the 1%, they think differently. They know that opportunity rarely knocks. It must be chased, built, and created. Confucius says, "The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." The 1% mindset is not about being born extraordinary. It's about doing the extra that ordinary people refuse to do. Think about it. Everyone says they want success, freedom, happiness, yet very few are willing to pay the price. The 1% mindset is about paying that price gladly. Ralph Marston says, "What you do today can improve all your tomorrows." The 1% knows that while others sleep in, they rise early. While others complain, they create solutions. While others fear failure, they fear mediocrity. You see, the 1% mindset isn't glamorous. It's forged in the quiet hours of discipline, in the unseen sacrifices, in the moments when nobody is watching. Jim Rohn says, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." The 99% want results, but they avoid the grind. The 1% understand that the grind is the gateway. They don't chase motivation. They build habits that outlast feelings. Let's be real. Life will test you. It will throw challenges, rejection, and pain at you. Most people retreat, but the 1%, they see adversity as training, not punishment. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. Molière, they embrace the storm because they know the storm shapes them. The 1% mindset whispers, "This is not happening to me, this is happening for me." Another secret, the 1% think long-term when everyone else seeks instant gratification. The 99% scroll endlessly, chase quick thrills, and waste their energy. But the 1% delay pleasure to multiply reward. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. They live with purpose, not impulse. They understand that sacrifice today plants the seeds of freedom tomorrow. But let's make this clear. The 1% mindset is not about selfishness. It's about contribution. True success is not climbing to the top alone, but lifting others as you rise. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. The 1% understand that fulfillment doesn't come from taking more. It comes from becoming more, so you can give more. So here's the truth. The 1% mindset is not a gift you're born with. It's a choice you make daily. A choice to rise when it's easier to quit. A choice to focus when distractions scream louder. A choice to believe in yourself when doubt surrounds you. Winston Churchill says, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." The 1% aren't superhuman. They're simply humans who choose differently. Imagine this. You're standing at a crossroads. One road is crowded, noisy, filled with people doing the bare minimum, waiting for life to magically change. The other road is almost empty, silent, difficult, filled with obstacles. Which road do you think the 1% take? That's right, the harder one, because they know that the path of least resistance never leads to greatness. The 1% mindset is built on courage. While others fear embarrassment, judgment, or failure, the 1% know those fears are illusions. Nelson Mandela says, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." They act in spite of fear. They understand that every successful person once stood exactly where you are, doubtful, uncertain, scared, but they walked forward anyway. Consistency is another pillar of the 1% mindset. Everyone gets excited at the start, but few remain consistent when excitement fades. The 1% don't wait for the perfect mood or the perfect conditions. They show up regardless. Aristotle says, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. They win not by doing something once, but by doing it relentlessly until mastery is inevitable. Here's something powerful. The 1% guard their environment. They know energy is contagious, so they surround themselves with people who challenge them, inspire them, and push them higher. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The 99% surround themselves with comfort, gossip, and negativity. The 1% curate their circle because they know their future is shaped by their associations. Another truth, the 1% think differently about failure. Where most see it as the end, they see it as feedback. Thomas Edison says, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." They know failure is not a wall, but a stepping stone. They don't fear mistakes, they fear standing still. And because of that, every setback becomes fuel for a stronger comeback. The 1% mindset also thrives on vision. They see beyond the present moment, beyond their circumstances, beyond the noise of the world. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Vision gives them clarity when life feels uncertain. It acts as their compass when distractions try to pull them off course. They don't live by chance, they live by choice. But let's be real. Adopting the 1% mindset is not easy. It requires self-awareness, discipline, and resilience. But let's be real. Adopting the 1% mindset is not easy. It requires self-awareness, discipline, and resilience. Yet it's worth it, because life doesn't reward the majority who settle. It rewards the minority who persist. Bruce Lee says, "Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one." That strength is exactly what the 1% cultivate daily. So I'll leave you with this challenge. Will you choose the 99% mindset, comfort, excuses, mediocrity? Or will you choose the 1% mindset, discipline, courage, and greatness? The choice is yours, every single day. Albert Einstein says, "In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity." Your future self is waiting. Your potential is waiting. The question is, are you willing to think like the 1% and claim it?